Lucio Fulci's Massacre Time, 1966 spaghetti western, one of Fulci's few forays into this particular genre, not as strong as the later 1975 feature Four of the Apocalypse, although it has its merits all the same, I would argue. I wish there were more opportunities for quality screen caps, I must say, although it's not an engaging narrative, and it is adeptly directed. Let me read out a couple of positive notices, the first two published IMDb reviews for this particular title. Ibon09 on 25th of February 2000, rare western from the godfather of gore. Lucio Fulci would direct only 3 westerns in his career, and this is one of them. Tempo de Massacre, Massacre Time 1966, came out 3 years before his first prosperous period in the early 70s. Although the Fulci touch is not fully developed, there are still scenes which contains mannerisms that would later become his trademark. It is about friendship and the lack of woman in a family structure. This film is also about the greedy and sadistic nature of the rich. Massacre Time exhibits the fact that Lucio Fulci was not a hack as many people believe. Oh, of course he's not. It also shows that he was a talented filmmaker who was capable of making great feature films. One reason to watch Massacre Time 1966 is the appearance of Franco Nero, as this was done before he worked with Sergio Corbucci to do Django 1966. I wasn't actually aware of that. I know they both came out in 66. Fascinating. The story starts out slow but ends in an awesome gun battle that foreshadows the famous shootouts of the Hong Kong action films of the 80s and early 90s. The best way to view this film is via widescreen and hopefully in the Italian language, as dubbing would give this film little justice. And then AS-69, 29th of November 2001, very remarkable western. As probably most of us, I started to learn Fulci's work backwards, i.e. the first movies I saw of him were his gory masterpieces of the 70s and early 80s. Only afterwards I became interested in his whole work. Although I am not a great fan of westerns, I really like Massacre Time, and rated as one of Fulci's masterpieces, one of the best spaghetti westerns. Knowing his later work, you will easily recognize that he employed several shots, camera tricks, and so on, already in this early stage of his career. For instance, the opening sequence sets the tone. We see Scott's demented son, and by the way, he is sitting on his horse. We immediately notice that something is wrong with him. Then a man is chased to death by dogs. What follows is an atmospheric, very well shot movie which builds a more and more intense feeling of terror and madness, creating at times almost unreal settings. A highlight is Franco Nero being whipped by his half-brother at a party. All this culminates in a bullet-laden shootout. The movie is also graced with an excellent musical score. As Fulci stated himself, the story has been reduced to a minimum, namely the conflict between 3 half-brothers, one totally demented, the other a drunkard, and only Nero is a superhero. On the other hand, you can tell that Fulci has not yet developed full maturity. There are some clumsy cuts, and Fulci often sticks to the stereotypes of a western. For example, Franco Nero is just a little too much the undistinguished hero. This excellent movie deserves to be more widely known and should help everybody to reevaluate Fulci's work. With Massacre Time, Don't Torture a Duckling, and The Beyond, he's delivered at least 3 outstanding movies in totally different genres. And we can close it here. Thanks everyone, I appreciate it very immensely. Tune in next time if you're so inclined.